This is Paul. Yeah, it's 12:57. Maybe you can't see that very good. Yes. I'm in the study room. I got here maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago. And I thought maybe you didn't know who I was. Yes. I got two of my credit reports from the free annual credit report. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been on there, and I thought, well, I should see what kind of credit I have. Now, if you didn't know, my name is spelled Budnek. Yeah. It's or Paul C Budnek. Yeah. But it's not Budneck. Yes, and it's not Neck Paul C Neck. Yeah. I thought somebody thought that they were making a joke out of my name. Why don't you go through my credit reports and let's look at the name ID number 22468. Yes. And name ID number 30918. I'd like to know exactly how they had an ID number that had NECK instead of NEK. Yeah. I think somebody was messing around in the credit reports of myself and possibly other American citizens. Yes. Now, this 10414 West Highway 2, Suite 4. Yes. It used to be a UPS location where we were house sitting in Airway Heights. Yeah. Before we moved to Guam. And then 141, Suite 4 141, yes, was the actual box number where I used to get my mail. Yeah. Where would they forwarded the mail to us when we lived on Guam? Now you can see here I owned a home at 323 West First Street in Sequim, Washington. Yeah. 98382. And then I rented an apartment at 1221 Craig Street, Apartment C in Port Angeles, Washington. Yes. And then I had a P.O. Box in Carlsbad, Washington when I lived at Kingsway Foursquare Church in 1998. Yes. And then East 44, dash 33rd Avenue. There was no E there. Yes. Could you go through address number ID 0205274274? Yes. There was a dash there. There's no E between the 44 and 33rd. Yes. That's where I spent most of my elementary, junior high, and high school years. Yes. It was a residence that my mother and stepfather had. Yes. Did somebody put the E there? Mm. Now, the actual address in Vancouver was 2204 McLaughlin Boulevard. This E2020 Boulevard? Yes. Did somebody mess up the address of the house that we owned across the street from the Washington State School for the Blind? Just go through address ID 0837611655. This is the Experian credit report that I got. Now, it was 911 Main Street, yes, Vancouver, Washington. There was no 105. Yes. When I had my commodity trading advisor business in Vancouver, yeah, I had an address. In fact, I had an office right on Main Street in Vancouver, Washington. Did I tell you I used to be a commodity trading advisor and insurance salesman, and I was a stockbroker for a while, and I worked at Washington Mutual. Yes. You know, just looking at my own identity, let's go through address ID 0718774248. Yes. Somebody was messing up that too. Post mailbox 141, 217 M Street. Now there's another E there. Yes. Was there somebody evil that thought they were so fucking funny? Now let's see. That would have been the house that I inherited from my father's death. Yes. Where I had done some work on it while I was going to Northwest College. Yeah. University. Now, I was actually born in 1970. I'm 48 years old. Had a number of professions and used to make quite a bit of money, but it looks like your refusal to enforce the law is affecting my credit score. Could you get me every credit score in Experian right now. Let's look at these ID numbers because I'm thinking somebody's really trying to fuck up the world. And when I start thinking that, yes, it could be that law enforcement doesn't understand the amount of damages that is going on today. Now, we did have a phone number, 360-582-3806. It was my phone number. When I bought the house in Sequim, Washington, I mentioned that as it pertained to the Safeway Club card. Yes. But this number 3808, yes. Did somebody try to fraudulently use my phone number? Oh, then there's 360-750-5702. Was that actually a phone number that I had, or was it somebody else's phone number? Yeah. Now, JTK Financial Services was the actual business that I owned. Yes. James Thomas and King Financial Services. And then I worked for WM Financial. That was a subsidiary of Washington Mutual Bank. Yes. If you live in Sequim, Port Angeles, or Port Townsend, you might remember me as a financial consultant. Now, I haven't gotten any phone calls. Yes. It looks like it's an actual cocktail lounge where they used to have a UPS store in Spokane, Washington. Yes. And my credit score's not looking so good today. I mean, on one of the credit reports, I don't have any credit at all. Oh. Now, it's been over 3 years since, well, 2.5 years, right, since I've been telling you about my rights being violated. Yes. Now, there's a Chase card. Ooch, JP Morgan Chase. Oh. Opened in 2006. Yeah. April 21st of 2006. That must have been when we lived in Vancouver. Yes. It was closed. I was never late, and the last update was in 2009. I thought they only had these credit reports when you close something for 6 years. It could be that JP Morgan Chase doesn't realize that I no longer am using that credit. I thought it only stayed on your credit report for 6 years. And considering the last time it was updated, yes, it should have been off my credit report in 2015. Pooh. How is JP Morgan Chase? It's Paul. How are you? Now, it says it was on record until September 2019, approximately 10 years. You keep these on the record. That's not how I remember the consumer reporting laws. Could have a little lawsuit here. Now, they say I should dispute these things, but my thought was, I'll just leave the fucking bank right now.